Got the new slip ring in, and it works pretty good. It's got a bearing at the top and a bearing, at the bottom, which gives it that nice smooth motion. And I'm going to try something here. I've got a 1/16 thick paper gasket, and I'm hoping that I can keep the slew gear clean. So I've cleaned a lot of the dirt out of there, and hopefully between this and here's the cover plate that goes on the underside down here, hopefully that keeps a lot of the dust out and keeps the gears cleaner. There's also some holes around the perimeter here, and I just threw some regular tape over the top of those to keep dirt from falling down that hole. You can see that down there, and then through those holes. So my goal is just keep everything as clean as possible. My goal right now, I'm at a point where I can match the track back up to the house and get them bolted together. I would like to record it, but it's going to be a shit show because it's just me and it's kind of a two-man show. But hopefully it goes well. I'm going to give it a try. Well, here we have it. I got the track frame fastened to the underside of the slew. I got the slew gear with fresh grease, and you can see the yellow, blue, and black lines feed down through this channel and then through here and over to the left motor. And same with the green, red, and white. Go back through that channel and then down through a access hole up in here. Can't really see it all that good. And then down through this hole and over to the other motor. So all I've got to do now is put this cover plate to cover that hole, and hopefully this gasket will keep things a little cleaner. Then I've got all of this left to do. I've got some more. I'm going to show you more on this this plate that I modified. I'm going to go with the original ESCs for the tracks. I mentioned in the first part that I was going to go with those, but because I'm going to have these so accessible, I'm just going to use these until they fry. Hopefully they don't. Then of course I've got all these components to put back on, and I'm going to switch out the receiver and go with a Paladin. We'll get caught up on that later. I got the track mounted to the body, and it actually wasn't that hard. It just took a little bit of time. It helps to have one of these, so that you can pick up the the front by the boom and do what you got to do. So one of the things I want to show you here, this is 1/2 of the plate that used to go from side to side, front to rear, minus around the boom anchor point. I opened it way up here because right down in there is where your 2 track ESCs and your slew ESC were all mounted, taped to the floor with that plate completely over the top. And so to do anything and to get at the ESC, get at your electrical distribution bar, you had to literally take apart all your top components, because you had to get that plate off, that. And so here's the other side. So just for orientation, the servos and valve block get screwed down right here. And so again, this is opened way up. I took a plasma cutter to it and filed down the edges. So here, kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of why I did this, other than to, you know, modify this plate. But I wanted to bring the ESCs up where I could access them a lot easier. And so what I did, this is just a sheet of styrene and then a scrap right here. And I glued that to the back where the counterweight goes. And everything's just kind of roughed in. I mean, nothing's Gorilla taped yet or anything like that. But the slew and the right track ESC are going to go here. The left track ESC is going to go, you know, if you remember or think about it, the big fan sits here, and so this is the bracket, the aluminum bracket that the fan gets fastened to. And I glued a piece of styrene, and then that ESC is going to mount right on this. I painted that side black so that, you know, it matches. Of course, don't want a different color. And with this new ESC, this is a replacement ESC, I put 3.5 bullet connectors. In fact, all the bullet connectors on here are 3.5. And so I put these on so that if I've got an issue with this, all I have to do is unplug it from the receiver and pull it out. I'm not even going to glue this down. It's not going anywhere. The ESCs, I had to lengthen those because all the ESC lines are running here. There's a slew. That's the left track. Right track is right below it. And so for the most part, they're all running right in this track. This one's a little long. I'm going to leave it that way. The plate, that is going to just sit right over the top of it, and it'll be just fine. When, you know, if you go to replace the slip ring, you can see the white, yellow, and blue. That is the very top of the slip ring. And so those wires come up, and there's a port. You can kind of see it somewhat. Yeah, there we go. You can kind of see it, but it comes up through here, and then you want to have it do a hard turn and go right down, going that way. I accidentally stopped the video. Sorry about that. So you want the wires to go that way through here. So you're going to fish them up through here. It helps to have, you know, some needle nose. And I think that's it for right now.